So one of the easiest ways to cut your own hair, especially if you have a low haircut, is to start with a one all the way over. Okay, if you have a low haircut, then this is for you. If not, then like and subscribe to this video and to my channel, and you'll see some more haircut tutorials. But if you have a one all over, this is the easiest way to start your haircut. Okay, so basically, I take my clipper and I put a number one guard on there. All right, you have open, you have closed. That's a 1.5. That's a 1. Okay, so I take this one. Typically, I like to hold the clippers in my hand like this when I'm going over my head. I'm holding it like this, and I'm going against the growth or against the grain of my hair all over. Okay, so let's start with that. Put the clipper in my hand, put the number one on, and we're gonna go all over my hair. So I'm getting ready to do the back now. While I was doing the front, I held my clippers like this, okay? I held my clippers pretty much like this. As I switch around, these two fingers are gonna come on top because I need to be able to get my hand this way. And so it helps me just to balance it a little bit more, okay? So before, I was like this, because this is what I was doing. As I go around the back, I'm gonna put these fingers here, which allows me to switch the clippers around to get the back of my head. Okay, you're gonna wanna learn how to adjust and hold your mirror to where you can see what you need to see. I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit more. Now I'm gonna start getting everything back here. Same thing, these two fingers here. Be moving over to the left side, and as you can see clearly what needs to be cut. All right, this whole little section right here needs to be cut. This is why I say the number one all over taper method is one of the easiest ways to learn, is because you can focus on fading a smaller area, not so much worried about going all around the head. You can focus on fading a smaller area, and you don't have a lot of guards to use. Okay, so what I'm going to use is a trimmer to get it pretty close, and then we're going to adjust our lever to fade, and then we only need a plastic half. So what I'm going to do is start off we're going to be doing a medium-high taper, mid to high taper. Just going to create a straight line from here to here. Okay? So you're going to get your trimmer. You can come hard in like that. I don't recommend putting a hard line in. I recommend that same technique, flipping your clipper over, flipping your clipper over, and creating. This is why I said that finger under is going to come in handy. Creating your slant. Okay, you see that? Now, you're only going to do this. So we have this is closed. Remember, this is closed. You're going to open your clipper all the way, and you're going to go up about a good ½ an inch. What I like to do is brush that hair back down to make sure I'm getting it all, and go over it again. See that? Now what you can do is you start dropping your levers down and fading down. Some people like to go lever by click. I go right to the middle click. You can go click by click, but initially I would just say start off with just doing right to the middle click. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come just under that, about halfway, and start taking that line out. So you're gonna come under. Get your brush. See how that finger comes in handy? This is what I'm using. I'm not doing this. I'm just doing like this. And then I'm going to close that all the way. And I'm going to use the corner to knock this line out. See how I'm using a corner? That knocks that line out. It's a little dark spot right there. You can open your guard all the way back up and go over that again. Go back down to half and come up with your corner to get that dark spot. Okay. So like I said, you're only needing one other guard, right? And that's that plastic zero. You're going to put that plastic zero on. You're going to open it all the way up. And you're going to come up about right here, about another ½ inch, and flick out. Same way. Come up here and flick out. It's going to pretty much blend it right into that one. And I say flick out because you don't want to create another line. The whole purpose of flicking out is not creating another line. But do you see how that's blending already, and we haven't even had to do a whole lot? Okay? Get your brush, brush that down, do it again. Now, we're going to come down halfway. And we're going to drop. We came up here and flicked out. We're going to drop down just a little bit and kind of the top of the ear and take out that dark spot using your corners. And usually I'll rock. I'll go like this, and then you'll see me go like this with the other one. And then I'm going to go all the way closed. Corners, using the corners. See, that's a pretty nice blend. All right, you can come up in this area, a little bit in that area, open it all the way back up, do the same thing, come back down to half again, come back on down. Somewhat of an advanced technique is you can take that guard while it's on, all the way closed, that number one guard, and come down this way. To smooth it out a little bit. But there's your blend. That's a nice little clean taper, real simple, real easy. The reasons why I recommend this fade is because it gives you a small area to fade in, and you only need a few different guards. You're only going to need your trimmer to create your initial line. You use your clipper and adjust your lever, and then you're only going to need a half guard. This is plastic zero, the half guard, to blend it in to that number one. Okay, so we're going to do it again on this side. You've done it once over here. Now you're going to do it again over here. By the time you get to the back, it's almost like you've done 3 fades. You get what I'm saying? So it kind of helps you get used to it. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. I'm going to take the trimmer, and we're going to go from the point of the lineup to the break of the ear right there. Okay. When you're cutting, remember everything has guides. Always try to find a guide point or something to keep everything balanced. As I said, we're cutting from here to here. Okay, and usually I stop. If I'm keeping my sideburns, I'll stop them about right here on both sides. I'm going to take all of this off later. So there's that, right? Again, we're going to take our clipper, put it in our hand. Now, I could come to my left hand, but I don't. I'm right-handed, and so it's easier for me to use my right hand. Almost, I guess, hold it like you're playing a flute, right? Hold it like that, and you're going to go up that same thing, about a ½ inch. And then I close that down twice and go up about a ¼ inch. Close it all the way and just hit with the corners. I'm gonna take that plastic half, put the plastic half on, open it all the way, brush that hair down, and I'm gonna come up again, keeping that same angle. When you're doing this part, you want to remember to flick out a little bit to keep from creating a whole nother line. But it should pretty much blend right into your, number one. Okay? Come half, come down about a quarter. So now we're fading down using your corners. Brush, close it all the way. You're going to use your corners and fade this line out. So now we're going to focus on tapering the back of my hair. As you can see, the back of my hair is not really even back here. And that's because I've had some issues with bumps and things like that. So it's a little bit harder to taper the back, but I'm still going to show you the same exact steps, okay? And we'll try to get this taper as clean as we can. But you're going to start off with the same thing, remembering to switch your hand this way, okay? And I'm going to use the bottom of my earlobe as one of my guidelines, okay? See me creating that guideline? Then I'm going to switch to this hand, do the same thing. Then again, same thing. You're gonna take that half, same technique. That half guard, we're gonna open that all the way up and we're gonna go up about 1 inch. Okay, and then we're gonna close that and start fading down. So make sure I get that camera angle right. There we go. Here's the line. You want to start taking that line out. Switching hands. I'm going to close that up. We're going to use the corners. Switch. I'll brush all that hair down in the back. And now we're going to move up to that plastic guard. Plastic half, 0. Open it all the way up. Click down 2. Click down 2 more. Switch over to the other side and do the same thing. Open it all the way up. All right. Down 2. Close it all the way. 2 more. And you're fading down. All right, pretty simple. So we got a nice blend there. We got a nice blend there. And we got a nice taper in the back. Now we're going to focus on lining it up. And then we'll be done. When it comes to the lineup, there's a couple things to remember. First of all, you get a better lineup when you have a clean, dry surface. And I have cowlicks. I have a part here that I'm growing out, but I also have a cowlick right there. So you always want to be aware of the different cowlicks that you actually might have. All right, but to get a nice clean lineup, I use alcohol. This one is 91% alcohol. And you're just going to clean the spot up really good. You want to make sure you're getting all the dirt and the oils up so the clippers can catch the hair and leave it nice and clean. I'm gonna do a video doing my goatee and my mustache a little bit later. But clean that up real good. Then you're gonna want to hit it with a cold shot. You're gonna want to do some type of holding spray or spritz. It helps out a lot. I didn't used to do this, but this is actually helps out a lot. And you just want to take that and make sure you come across that line up. I always cover my eyes up, but you can obviously just go like that. Make sure you hit all of that. And hit it with a cold shot. Ways to do a lineup. One of the things you want to remember too, along with clean, dry surface, holding the hair down with the hair spray or spritz, is having a good pair of edgers. So you can start with just lining these up and then connecting across the middle, or you can start from the middle, go to one side and connect. You got different ways to start. Ultimately, in the end, it's going to be what's easier for you. What works for me is to start with a bar. Couple things to remember. Again, we're doing points. Point of my eyebrow goes here, right to the point, the arch on my eyebrow. That's where it stops at, so that's where I'm gonna create my first line. You're gonna put the clippers down, and I like to drag. Some people don't drag, I drag. All right. Then I'm gonna come across here and connect. I'm stopping right there in that corner. You may have to go over it multiple times, that's okay. Make sure you can see that. I'm probably up a little too close. Now you can see that line a little bit better. I guess up close like that, you can't see it too much. So I like to go over it a few times just to make sure it's clean. I brush the hair down, I brush the ash away, and I hit it again. Okay? Same thing over here. Same points. And just take your time and go over it again. You can brush that hair down, hit that corner again. Here. Come across. See what I'm saying? That looks pretty good. I don't have any C cups, so I won't do those. But I'm gonna go over it one more time, brushing some of those hairs forward. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna come across. What I like to do for this little thing here is I take one of these dark pencils. I don't have to do this, but it bothers me when I see it there. I just tap until it fills in a little bit. All right. And I come back across there and I'll just hit it one more time. So I'm gonna line the back up real quick. You're gonna use your finger here and pull your ear behind. And come all the way up. Come down. And just create that nice clean line. Use your pinky, pull that down. There you go.